I'm Daniel.
I'm Jay-Z.
And this is Just My DIY.
We love a customized tumbler, which is why our curiosity got piqued when we saw that people were etching names and designs into powder-coated tumblers with Citristrip. Now that led us to wonder, will that work with a sublimation tumbler?
Hiipoo just happened to reach out to us with a brand new offering for their brand new sublimation tumblers and may have unwittingly volunteered their tumblers for this experiment.
Thank you so much to Hiipoo for sponsoring this video. We have used their products for years and genuinely love them. We especially like their sublimation ink, paper, as well as, of course, now their tumblers.
Yeah, we got a lot to get through, so let's go ahead and get on with the experiments. We're going to start this off with sublimating our tumblers.
These Hiipoo tumblers came 4 in a box, and these are the 20 ounce, so we're going to show you what all's in that box. When we open it up, they are packaged nicely inside their own individual boxes. They have slidey tops, which we like, as well as a little rubber stopper for the bottom, which is such a nice touch.
They also have metal straws, a pipette for cleaning it, and some shrink wrap for convection oven use.
As well as some instructions. Now we are going to be sublimating in our converted Epson Eco Tank with Hiipoo sublimation ink and Hiipoo sublimation paper. We're going to drop that into the printer and then grab an image from Design Bundles, which we will of course link below. Once we have our image, we drop it inside Photoshop, put a blue bar so we'll have a place to engrave. Here's our size settings in case you want to pause. We do oversize our printouts so we can cut them too. After turning it 90 degrees, we're going to go into our print settings.
And we're going to make sure it's set to premium presentation paper matte and best quality.
Now do remember, if you have any words, you'll want to have mirrored your image. We don't have words, so we just printed it out as normal. And also keep in mind that when you print out a sublimation design, it's not going to look like it did on screen. The colors will look a little off, and they will turn the right colors once you apply heat.
We're going to cut it down to size. I wrap it around the tumbler so we can massage it into place to tell where our cut line is going to be. And then I use that cut line. I know I'm cutting this just a little long, but that's because it's better not to cut off too much so that you don't have to reprint everything. Then we figure out it is too long. I have to flip the mat over so that I can see what I'm cutting against. I take a hair off of it and ready to go.
And we are working on a self-healing cutting mat with an X-Acto knife and a clear ruler. Those have been really helpful tools to get precise cuts. So once we clean the tumbler with some alcohol, make sure nothing's on it, we go ahead and apply the design with some heat-resistant tape.
Now we're putting several layers of tape on this to make sure that seam stays as tight as possible. We're going to put a long piece of tape loosely around the top so we can massage it in to give it a solid contact to the lip of the cup.
This is so we can try to avoid some of that ghosting that happens a lot when you first start sublimating tumblers. The top and the bottom are kind of some risk areas for ghosting, and so we do those 2 layers of tape. The second one's a lot tighter than the first, and Daniel's phenomenal massage skills to get all of the extra little bubbles and folds out.
What we do to the top, we do to the bottom, and continue using that thumb work that I'm famous for.
Now we are going to use a tumbler press, so we are going to wrap these with a sheet of blowout paper. This is just a sheet of copy paper. You can also use butcher paper if you'd like. I'm going to decide which way I want to put it in the machine, and we're going to press for 375 for 70 seconds. This is what works best in our machine and is a great starting point for you. After 70 seconds, we turn it 180 degrees because we don't have full contact on top. Make sure we do it one more time for 70 seconds, and then we will peel it. We like to peel hot. That's personal preference for us. And once we get the paper off, we reveal a beautiful design.
Absolutely.
So now it's time to test etching.
We started off with Citristrip. We dropped it on, left it for hours, and
nothing happened. Unfortunately, some lifting of the ink you can see, but it did not get through that coating at all. So next we tried
Armor Etch,
which is a glass etching cream that also did very little.
Or nothing.
Yeah, no, this didn't work at all. So we went to some stronger chemicals in the well-ventilated garage.
We went to paint stripper, acetone, aircraft remover.
We chose the aircraft remover because sublimation coating is a lot like automotive paint, and this was the strongest stripper at the automotive store. It did eat through to the bare tumbler, so
we decided to cut out some permanent vinyl and use it as a stencil for trying to apply it. So we worked it into place, worked out all the air bubbles on the edge, gopped some out. It's like liquid snot.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Anyways, we apply it liberally to the stencil. And before we continue, we are going to say,
this stuff is fumey, so first of all, always make sure if you're working with any kind of a stripper that you have gloves on, but this definitely requires a respirator and a well-ventilated area, which we were in. But the good news for you is you probably don't have to worry about that because
this stuff ate everything. Everything.
It might eat an aircraft.
So we move on to lasers. It's one of our favorite go-tos, so we pull out the xTool with this rotary component, line everything up, which I'm meticulous about.
He is the precision guy for sure.
So we go into Lightbox, we import our image, we set the setting to coated metal, we lined it up on the tumbler over and over again, and we sent it.
We really weren't sure if a laser was going to get through this, but you will see this is actually the one that worked. But if you're working with a laser,
you should always have your safety glasses and look as cool as I do.
So cool. So this took about 40 minutes in all for this size of a design to engrave into the tumbler, and once we had it engraved,
we pull out our magic eraser, dampen with a little bit of water, and polish it up.
We'll show you full-on beauty shots in just a second, but before we do that, we gotta go back upstairs and get those rubber stoppers on.
So we obviously clean it with a little bit of alcohol to take all the human off of it. Peel the sticker and stick it.
So we did it on both of those, and seriously, y'all, look at how beautiful these turned out. Their ink and paper sublimated beautifully onto these Hiipoo tumblers, and then that engraving just adds an extra special touch. So let's just say we learned a lot about sublimation tumblers and their resilience, and especially the quality of these sublimation tumblers from Hiipoo.
So if you learned something, feel free to give us the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. If you have any thoughts about other things you'd like to learn about sublimation tumblers, and feel free to send it out in the comments. And of course, know that everything that we use to do this is listed out in the description.
Also in the description are links to all of our social handles. Please connect with us across platforms. We love hearing from you. And don't forget to check out our blog at justmightdiy.com. Thanks for watching.